Look, before I even get into this video, you already know what time it is. Basically, this dude right here is another one of them weirdos that's on the internet talking about double S business as far as what we should do, how we should conduct ourselves, and how we should go about handling business. And once again, I feel myself having to address some weirdo because this is the second video from what I've heard. The first one, he didn't say all this. The second one, uh, he gets disrespectful. Now, I've heard from multiple sources that this dude is white. He's not nothing else but a white boy that's pressing for the double S. Well, trying to press as far as verbally for us to go and press the Nazis or, whatever he feel that we should press. Now, this is what I understand. He said that there's 50,000 people. Well, not even 50,000. He was like, he said some in the 50s, but basically there's enough of us to press them and wipe them out. And I then turned. Well, I didn't. I said after that on the video that I had did, but it was messing up. I said these fools are just as deep, so why not wipe them out? You know what I mean? But I'm gonna just let you listen to the video. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear the audio. But let's go.
I don't fuck with sewer rats. And I'll explain to you why. It's real fucking simple. You motherfuckers run around yelling brown pride, Latino pride, etc. And then you go to prison and you link up with Aryan Nation. Now you can yell politics, you can yell business, you can yell whatever you want. Fuck all that. Your gang is 50 times bigger than them. You could have wiped them out and took their business. Y'all are so fucking racist against black people that you are willing to link up with Nazis. Motherfuckers call you spics, beaters, border hoppers, and everything else. You are willing to go to prison and link up with Nazis after yelling brown pride in the fucking street. There's no excuse for that. There's no way you can get around that. There's no way you can spin that to make any type of motherfucking logical sense.
See, now I can't really get his point, but it's just I find it like contradictive, and not so much contradictive, but it's just funny that you got all these cats that come on social media, and the first thing they say about the Southerners is the fact of the skinheads and the whites and all this other nonsense, and wonder why we don't necessarily go at them. Now, to be brutally honest, when I was in Tehachapi, we went at it with every race on the yard. It's just what it was. Not going to get into why it was, but it's just what it was. It didn't matter what race. We went at it with them. And in other places, it's been the same exact thing. Now, at the end of the day, double S is double S and always going to be that way. We don't need to explain ourselves on why we do things. We don't need to come on social media and tell you why we need to do things. But I just felt like I just really need to bring it to your attention, seeing that you're some white dude worried about what we don't do to whites out here. Now, understand, you said something that our gang is like 50 times bigger than the whites. That's true. And in retrospect, if we really wanted to get down to it, I mean, we're not the only ones that are deep. I mean, and it's not to even bring in Bloods and Crips, because the Bloods and the Crips, they do what they do. They're not going to get disrespected and don't handle their business. Now, I've been in situations where I've seen it, but there was always some sort of get back. Now, but that has to do with California prisons. You yourself, from what I understand, is from the East Coast, so you have nothing to do with this state. Some people say you're a Crip. You still had to get blessed by them over here, but you still do things the way you choose to do it. See, I have friends that are Bloods and Crips, Stones, Mafia, whatever. They do what they do. We can't criticize why they didn't do this. We could say the whole 6ix9ine drama, where dude was not even you know what I mean? He wasn't even a member. He wasn't credible. He was a weenie, but dude still chose to give him that. Like, oh yeah, he's one of us. You had cats over here that were trying to clout chase and they wanted to go at him over that. But at the end of the day, I was one of those that sat back and just like, it's none of our business. It's a blood and Crip thing. Regardless if you're from the East Coast or not, it's a blood and Crip thing. We don't tell the Bloods how to conduct themselves. To be honest, have you heard anything in the last, some odd years of them telling the Bloods that they should go handle that. You know, all I've heard was, oh well, he's before it was like, oh, he's Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? When it would come from this side, then you know they would in turn be like, oh well, he's Mexican now because they no longer choose to hold him up under that arm because he in fact snitched on a gang of fools. Now I say all this to say this. It's like the homie said, you dudes are getting did the same way by the Italians. The only difference is they can't do us like that, like at all. There's nobody over here that can press a Southerner on that page. We're not paying nobody nothing. We're not up under nobody. We just Southerners are Southerners. You know what I mean? And that's not to glorify nothing, but it's true. When you hear shit, you don't hear no fear of nobody else. But when you hear about in prisons, you hear about that double S. People fear that because they know exactly. Every time it crack off, it's gonna go deep. It ain't no fist fights. Let's get honest. It's stab everybody up. We don't care about you holding on to your life. It's not. That's if we gotta go to war, we gonna go to war. Now, understand this, man. When it comes down to whatever politics you want to get involved in, don't worry about why we don't attack Nazis. Cause to be honest, if you're on the yard with a Nazi, it's politics. If you're on the yard with a skinhead and you're black, but yet you don't attack the skinhead, is it for a Southsider to go up to you and tell you, hey, why ain't you attacking this white dude? He don't like blacks. Think about it. Think about the logic in that. War is war. I ain't gonna even say the prison I was in, but, you know, you had a white dude, ran with the Bloods, got stabbed. He was a solid fool. Like, I ran into white dudes that were solid. When I was in reception, it was a dude from Hoover, white dude from Fresno, smashing. Whites couldn't get none off of him. That's not on me. I don't jump in. I don't do nothing. That's their business. But anyway, so this dude gets hit, the sangre. You know, it was get back, you know what I mean, in the form of hands and feet. The gestures returned from the so-called, and fools got throat slit, stabbed, dudes that I knew. It still wasn't on me to get involved because it has nothing to do with a Southerner. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do just because, you know what I mean, as far as race between them, but as far as like Southerners is Southern Hispanic, it had nothing to do with the car. So what happened? Still went to dinner. Sat there and ate our food until it was time to get up. Once we got off the ground, you get our food and go back to it is what it is. War's war, and if you ain't from out here, it's no need for you to speak on it. What I like to tell you cats is, worry about your own politics. Worry about the Italians doing what they do to you over there and have did. Every movie that you watch is a depiction of that. Like I said, I got dudes that I know that are Bloods and Crips over there. And they do what they do. They ain't worried about mine, and I ain't worried about theirs. I'm cool with them. You see what I'm saying? And I would never go out of my way to crick my mouth to tell a Blood from New York or any other spot. I don't care if it's Baltimore, whatever. I'm not going to tell them how to Crip and Blood because, for one, I'm not a Crip and a Blood. For two, I didn't certify them. And for three, that has nothing to do with us. Understand, man, you are reaching a little bit too far. The same way you said that we're 50 times bigger than them, we're 50 times bigger than you, period. So you could come over here. See, cats like you, I give you that if you come over here with that same energy. And we ain't talking about gang stuff, just you as a person, as an individual speaking up on our car. I give you credit if you come over here with that same energy, running them same lips. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 out of 10, it'll be a Blood or a Crip over here that'll smack you up for stepping outside of, you know, we play positions over here. That's why we don't go at it. I mean, as far as like, you know, little things, but as far as to tell a Blood and a Crip how the politic over here, they ain't listening. I've seen fools try, and I've seen fools get knocked the fuck out, and riots start over that. You see what I'm saying? It's rules to it over here. That's why not every black in prison is rushing the white boys every chance they get, because the whole thing is to program until you can't program. Things happen for a reason over here. It ain't just, oh, I see a white dude, you know, he looks like a skin, I'll go and rush him. Understand, dog. It's rules to this. So I'm just gonna say this. Worry about your own politics. Don't worry about California politics because you ain't from California. You see what I'm saying? And second of all, worry about it when it's something to do with your car. When it comes to Southerners, it has nothing to do with you. Now, dudes like you know, you could have just been like Southerners, period, but you use the S word in the derogatory. You use that disrespectful tone. So now it's like, now if you were to ever come out here and somebody recognize you, I can guarantee you, I can nearly put that on everything I love, that they're going to take your head off. I don't care who you know over here, what you come with, just using that S word. Don't worry about the Northerners and the Southerners. That has nothing to do with you cats. We don't get on with Northerners because it's reasons behind it. In prison it's different, but you know what I mean? As far as like on the it is what it is. We don't need your correction. The Northerners ain't looking for your correction. They're going to do what they do because they're grimy. We're going to do what we do because we're grimy. You see what I'm saying? Stay in your place. Worry about yours. And let Southerners take care of what we got to take care of. Because at the end of the day, it's like even me. That's like me speaking up on it. I'm not in prison. So I can't tell nobody what to do. Nobody's telling me what to do. I'm going about my business. But I still rep that ass. Case in point. Mind your business. And for anybody that's paying attention that's from out of town, understand, man, when you speak up on the car, you sound like a fucking goofy. Straight out. Fuck you worried about the double S for. You ain't from a Mexican gang. Did they kill your family? Did they do something to you? Did they do something? Did they kill one of your homeboys? What is it? Somebody over there that's running double S kill one of your family members? If they did, that's just shit. That's just what it is. It's life. Get the fuck over it. Because you ain't finna come out here and do a motherfucking thing at all. But run your trap, disrespect us on the internet. You're not going to do absolutely shit. Straight out. Shout out to the food community. You know, shout out to NY the Crips and shout out to NY Bloods. Shout out to everybody out there, the GDs. Shout out to all of them. You know what I mean? I don't, Woo, Cho, whatever. Shout out to them, man, because they handling their business and they ain't worried about us. You from NY, dog. This is California. Stay in your fucking place. That's all I'm saying, dog. It's double S, always going to be double S, and you can't change our rules. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm your boy Zod, and fuck this clown, straight out. And anybody else speaking up on the double S, don't worry about what we do. Going about your business. And I'm out.